welcome back to Weymouth to the World. In the last episode we left you just approaching St Lucia after a pretty horrendous night sail. I have to spring into action to go and help this boat who's coming into the anchorage without a motor, nearly drifts into that boat, so I go to see if I can help. I try to carry out a repair in the anchorage, which in turn leads me to have to go into the slings, which in turn leads us to nearly going aground, which in turn leads me to nearly giving up on it all.
Here we are back in Rodney Bay. So the marina is over there where that cat's just coming out of. And the last time, the St Lucia episode, there's Pigeon Island and we were anchored over there. So we've come this side because this time we're going to be dinghying in, and it's quite a trek over to the entrance, and then you've got to go all the way through and you can just see the masts in the background. So we're going to go over there again and clear in. Good morning, people. Maddie and I didn't do any filming yesterday. We just were so tired after that sail. We will give a little talk through of it in a little bit, but we were just heading into town to get some bits. The main thing I need to get is I think I've got thread lock, but I want something better for one of my seacocks. I had a bilge of water yesterday when we got in, and that isn't like my boat at all. I was hoping it was just a hatch that may have been passing. It may still be a hatch. I didn't investigate properly, but one thing I did see, I closed the seacocks in the front toilet before I went to sea, because I wasn't going to be using it, and that's the bit that goes up and down the most. And I went to open them again, and one of the seacock moved, and there is water on the thread, so that has leaked. So yeah, I'll show you that a bit later. But the main thing is, as Maddie and I were heading in to the marina, we noticed that one of the tubes on the dinghy is quite a bit less inflated than it was yesterday. It's a new dinghy. I'm hoping it was only because we inflated it in the heat, and overnight it's cooled down and it's gone down some. I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to put a bit more air in, use some fairy liquid and some water, and mix up the solution and put it all over the tube and see if anything bubbles, which would indicate air escape. So let's get to it. It's nothing too obvious, no bubbles, so the only way to tell is if it goes down again, but better to be safe than sorry. We was halfway in and then we just turned around and come back. Are you okay? Somehow, I don't think they've got an engine, they just tried to anchor.
Just filmed that. I don't know if Mark said before he set off, but there was a sailboat just come in, tried to anchor, come out of the wind, and they started drifting towards the little red boat behind us, very close. The guys in the red boat brought the fenders out, so we think their engine cut out as they were trying to anchor, because they've got two people in dinghies either side. They had to start up those engines to get the boat moving. So Mark's gone over, see if they need a hand of it all.
That's not going to be good for two reasons. One, his engine's out, he's got no engine, he just had to anchor under sail. So I don't know how good he's going to be at digging his anchor in, and he's right in front of us upwind, so that he could drift onto us. Secondly, I told him you're pretty much where our anchor is, and he only went forward about 10 metres, dropped here, so he's going to drop back over my anchor. Right guys, excuse the noise of the water maker. We got that going at the moment. When I got the boat, there was a box, and in the box was all of these bungs. These are like emergency bungs. You keep these near stopcocks, and if you ever have a leak, You can just wedge this in a stopcock, or the valve fails, then you can use these to stop any leaks. I should really keep a selection of these next to stopcocks, but they're in a box under my chart locker seat, so I know where they are to quickly grab anyway. I think I'm going to need about this size. Now let me go and show you. Maddie's putting our washing away, shopping away. I will show you the stopcock that's leaking. So in here we've got 3 stopcocks. This is the flushing inlet for the toilet. That's the one that's leaking. You can see I've turned it over to try and stop the leak a little more. I've got a shower drain, which is to pump water out the shower, and the sink drain, which is just straight out, so that's why that's open, because any water just goes straight out. So yeah, this is an inlet. These are all below the water line, so when I jump in a minute, I know that there's going to be 3 holes, and I'm the one most forward. So let's go and have a look to see what size, but I think this one should do it. I think I might put some cloth around the outside of that, maybe, to make it maybe a little more watertight, stem any more flow, and then we will come and take this hose off. Obviously close this valve first, take the hose off, open the valve to make sure no water's coming in. When I'm happy, I can go to work, take it off, and probably just put PTFE tape on the fitting. Let's have a look. I don't think any of these plugs are working. Just inside the hole there's like a little, almost like a little screw, and so I tried a smaller, I just lost my mask, tried a smaller cork, but that's not sitting in, so I'm kind of lost as to what to do here. Without being able to bung up the outside, I'm not taking a seacock off on the inside, so I don't know, I might go ashore at some point and go speak to a couple of the yard boys and see if they've got any tricks. If any of you know a good way of doing it, please leave a comment. Hopefully, I don't know if I want to leave here St Lucia and head north with a leaking stopcock. I don't think that's wise. Other than that, it's pulling the boat. It could cost me a couple of $100 for the sake of one seacock, but at least I know I can get the whole thing off safely and do a proper job on it. We'll see. I've just dinghied in to the yard, hopefully to get some advice off of one of the guys who work there, to see another way of doing it. It turns out that little knobbly bit that I was explaining that I thought was some kind of screw, it's like a keyway. When they put the through hull fittings in, that acts as a keyway, so that's why it's not something I can work around, and I can't get anything in there far enough to be able to wedge, to be able to block the inlet. So unfortunately, it's gonna have to be a haul out, which is $330 US dollars, just to sit up in the straps for, I don't know, half an hour, take the fitting off, probably put some Loctite on the thread lock, and then drop back in the water again. Boating is expensive, but it needs to be done. I'm not going anywhere while I've got a fitting that's leaking. So okay, so we have a 1300 hours lift, sling only lift. Time now is 11:15. I've been getting the boat ready, just bits of tools. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so pissed off with all of this. Boating is fixing things a lot of the time, I understand that, but my luck again, this job should be it shouldn't cost me a thing. I should have been able to jump over the side, put a bung in the hole from the outside, come inside, take the hose off, check, open, have the valve closed, open the valve to check no water's coming in, take the fitting off. I've got PTFE tape, Teflon tape, wrap it up, that's it, that's the job. Half an hour for nothing. Instead, it's costing me $320 because I need to go and get a sling because I can't. There's that little fitting that's inside the hole. I can't get a bung in without breaking something. So yeah, I'm kind of really, you know, and just the hassle of weighing anchor and going alongside again. It's crap basically. It's pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, we'll get that done today, and hopefully that will maybe sort the little leak out. I've siliconed other bits up on the deck where I think other water is ingressed, so we'll see. But as for that passage, now we've had a day just to chill and think about it, it was I thought it was a 48-hour passage from Grenada straight shot up. That's what one of my apps, Savvy Navi, was telling me it was going to be, and the speeds looked about right, to be fair. But then when we set off, Navionics said that it was longer, which would have put me into a thunderstorm when we got up there. Wednesday morning, early Wednesday morning, we should have arrived. Wednesday evening, a low pressure was coming down through. It's like I said to Maddie, it will only take that pressure to be quicker and us to be slower, and we are hitting a thunderstorm, which any yachty out there will know. You get a lightning strike, you've had it. So this is why I decided to peel off and come to St. Lucia. Mainly, there was many anchorages along the way and other islands, but this Rodney Bay I know is protected. The other anchorages looked exposed to the incoming weather. It just meant a very, very uncomfortable beating 25 knot. I saw 28 knot gusts at one point. You know, the waves were slightly higher and going between the islands. It wasn't nice. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of used to it. I'm not an experienced sailor at all. It's not nice, but I've been in that before. If you looked at my very early episodes when I went to Cherbourg in 30 knot, beating into 30 knot, you know, I've kind of done it. But things break. Hence, you know, I don't think the valve broke because of it, but there's always, it's never nice. Anyway, that's my experience. I wasn't best pleased with the passage. I'm going to hand you over to Maddie, and she can tell you what she thought of her experience of another overnight, her first proper overnight passage. Here she is.
It wasn't the nicest sail we've done. Yeah, I didn't like it when it was dark and really windy and the waves were big. Close to tears at one point, which wasn't so great. But yeah, when I was on the helm, Mark was trying to get a bit of lie down, and yeah, it was just gusting a lot, and it would round the boat up and we'd be smashing into waves. You couldn't see it before it would hit you, so it would hit and just throw everything off. And yeah, the boat wasn't the nicest. I had my scopoderm patch on, which was fine to start with, and then we'd got behind an island and it was quite calm, and then when we hit more chop again, I was really sick. So I don't know if it was just a one-off, it not working properly, or if it just doesn't last as long on me, because I do get really badly seasick normally. But that wasn't so fun. But at least this time, you know, I was clipped on, wearing my life jacket whilst hanging over the side. But yeah, not the nicest journey, but we're here. But yeah, we've got the next one, hopefully in nicer conditions, less gusts, fewer gusts. Yeah, which will hopefully be more enjoyable, and I'll be able to do a bit more and not be as sick. But we'll see. Trying to get lifted out, and we've lost power, so we've had to put the anchor down.
I don't believe this. Like, I've got no engine. Like, the engine's running. It feels like the props just fell off or something. I don't know why. I've got nothing. I've anchored in the middle of the bloody main fairway. I don't know what happened there. I've just lost.
Yeah, so we've anchored up.
Are you going to get a boat to me? Well, I'm putting it in gear, there's nothing going on. I'll have a quick look.
So switch.
Just setting up really long lines, hopefully they've got the dinghy out. Hopefully get these long lines, and I think they're going to pull us in. I've got my anchor down in the middle of the bloody marina. This is my biggest fear come true. What's your plan then, G? I've got a long one set up on the stern.
We just need another bow line, long as possible, so we can get in. I love this spaghetti bolognese.
Mark's just sorting the ropes out the front. He's taking in our back lines there. All connected by that. Mark's just sorting out the front, so we're going to up anchor, and as we up anchor they're going to pull us in. Hopefully we'll go to plan. Where am I going to be fending?
I don't know where we're meant to be going here. What's happening here, mate? We're going to run aground. We're going to run aground here. Huh? Take us that way. We're going to run aground. Boat out or something?
That's how close we've got. I'm trying to get in there.
Lads, just get ready.
Yeah, we're going to hit that.
Push out the push.
We're going to hit that sunken boat before we do anything.
Some more. Continue.
Right, just get ready with these fenders. That was up. Pardon the French, that was so messed up. These boys have just done the job. These boys have done the job. Gotta say thanks to Ricky and the dinghy as well. The man knows what he's doing. I honestly think I'm done. Honestly think I have had enough of this now. Ricky, thank you, mate. I've had this feeling of impending doom all day. I knew there was this coming in here is not a problem. I've done it twice now in this exact, but I know it's not a problem. The boys are good, they grab the lines, my boat can handle it, like it's not a problem, but there was something niggling at me and it was so strange. We literally come in through there and we're circling just out there waiting for the guys to come off their lunch. And as I go forward to do another final circle, nothing. I've gone down below, the steering engages, I've got Maddie to go ahead, it engages, the prop shaft spins, but there's no revs. So something is disengaged in there, something's come off, the drive. I don't know what, I mean, I'm not very good with engines, but one of these guys will. I honestly think I'm done. I'm going to go speak to Sean and see what it's like selling boats here, because I'm not sailing this thing back to the UK. I think that's it, guys. Everything.
You leave the keys in.
Thanks, guys. Thanks again for that. First time she's come out of the water clean. Well, before I sell the boat, I suppose I better fix the jobs that needed doing. First one's that seacock. I've managed to get in, got the pipe off, so now I just need to get that seacock off. So there's the elbow joint there that goes into the through hull fitting, but I need to get the whole stem off with the valve first so I can unscrew, because I'll show you if I can get in there. It's loose. That shouldn't really be doing that. They should all be sat like this, nice and straight up and tight, and that one was loose. Okay, I've had to take the handle off because that's getting in the way, so I think it's just a nut, and then yeah. Okay, I stopped the work on the valve because I have got a professional. Aha, right, okay, so throttle, what was this?
Your cable is broken.
The cable snapped.
Yeah.
So the throttle cable goes through there, has snapped, and that is why when I put it into gear, it went into gear, but the throttle part of didn't engage. There was no revs, couldn't go forward, couldn't go back.
So
that's
we need to
why.
get one of those tomorrow.
Right.
From out in the water.
Okay, so to take out the snapped cable, we are going to run a line, feed it down, so we've got something to pull the new one back up through, or down through with. What a day. You're not going to be able to see me very well because the GoPro's rubbish in low light. So yeah, snap throttle cable. I only come in to bloody put some PTFE tape on some threads. We're going to go and have a shower and have some food. Good morning. I was hoping I'd feel better about everything this morning after a few beers and a pizza, but it still really effed me off. But we've been to the chandlery. We've got a new throttle cable that's going in. Got some Loctite to go on the through water fitting, so we get that in place and setting today. I'm half tempted just to say to these guys that I want another night on the hard. It'd just be good to make sure firstly that through water glue has gone off. I want to wash the boat down. We've been at anchor for 2 months, so it'd be nice just to sit there and then calm down, settle down, and then go back in the water. It'll probably be this afternoon, but anyway, we'll crack on.
Hello.
Hello. How
Yeah. I had a little BMX scooter that I bought when I was back home in Portland Marina because the shower block was quite a way away, so it was just quick and easy to use that. It's stuck in the back cabin the whole time, taking up room. We never use it, so I just donated it to one of the yard boys who's got some kids. So hopefully that'll keep his kids happy, and it frees up a bit of space in my locker. So yeah, we're going to be here for the weekend. It does seem like we had a bit of a lucky, I don't want to say lucky because it wasn't lucky what happened, you know, losing throttle cable just as we're coming in. That was pretty unlucky. However, I spoke to a guy who was anchored right next to us. I saw him this morning, and he said there was a 2 meter swell out in the bay. He's been awake since 3 AM. One of the yard boys lives in his boat. He's been awake since 1 AM. boats up on the island north of us. There's an anchorage called St Pierre where we were. If you look back on one of the episodes, beautiful anchorage. 2 boats have ended up on the beach there. A fishing boat has sunk down in St Vincent, I think. No, sorry, the south of this island, St Lucia. So it sounds carnage. And here we are on the hard for the weekend. So I think it was a little blessing in disguise. I'm still pissed off, if I'm honest. A bit downhearted about the whole thing, but it's getting fixed. We're fixing things. The boat will be washed and cleaned, and after a weekend of decompression, hopefully I'll reassess things, and when the boat goes in the water and we do a couple of sails up to Antigua, I'll make a choice of what I'm going to do with the boat, as in keep it, sell it. I'm hoping I'm just having a little bit of a tantrum at the moment, but I don't know. Yeah, I've lost all confidence in the boat after that, but we shall see. Thanks for watching this episode, guys. I would say find out what happens when we dip the boat in the water, but I think it's painfully obvious. To say I'm pissed off is a bit of an understatement. However, we're getting things done. Join us next week to find out if we manage to rectify the problem for good. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, and then you can see when the next episode, it will send you a notification. Thanks again for watching. Take care and never buy a boat.